What's up, Kiss Army YouTube? Welcome to episode 126 of the Kiss Army Things podcast.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here on another episode of Talking All Things Kiss. Today's episode is going to be a little bit everywhere. We have a lot to talk about, but of course if you've been following us on social media, then you know that we recently saw the tribute band Kiss Army, and we want to talk all about that show, how awesome it was. I also have a couple of Kiss news updates.
Okay.
Last episode was like a whole
there was a
news
ton
episode.
last time.
Tons to talk about, so I have a couple updates on that.
Okay.
And then just like any other episode of Kiss Army Things, I have a ton of stuff to show at the end for the Collector's Corner. So, yeah, it's going to be business as usual around here, but again, a lot to talk about. And so I just appreciate everybody being here. Shout out to all of the Patreon subscribers. You can see their names scrolling on the screen. We appreciate everybody who is a subscriber over there. As a matter of fact, I'm putting together this compilation of all the footage I shot from the show.
Nice.
I'm going to make a compilation of it. I'm going to put it up on the Patreon for everybody to see.
Sweet.
Because if
it was
you guys,
a great show, so that'll be
if
good.
we have to give you a spoiler, I mean, we had an awesome time at
Yeah.
this show. Seeing a Kiss tribute band is always a fun time, and so this was no exception. The show itself, I think, is going to be our Kiss Spotlight. Is that correct?
For sure. Yeah.
Usually we talk about the albums that we listen to, or the magazines that we've been reading, or whatever Kiss media we've been absorbing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what better Kiss Spotlight than a Kiss tribute where you're actually live and in person. So, let's go ahead and get right into it, because this was actually postponed.
Yes, it was supposed to be on January 2nd, is that right?
The 4th, I think.
Oh, okay,
I think it was January 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe due to the weather that we've been having, the major snow, maybe due to some other circumstances, who knows. But yeah, the show was postponed from the 4th to the 17th. Which actually I think worked out better for us.
It did,
because we were able to just literally, we both were not working.
Right.
We were able to just get in the car and go. And I guess if we wanted to, we could do some mini Kiss spotlights. Because you can't go on a Kiss road trip without listening to Kiss or having Kiss with you.
Of course.
And I think we had the best lineup
we did.
of choices this time.
It's funny because the first one was not even technically Kiss, but it was so Kiss at the same time.
What was that?
It was Classic 78. Phantoms.
Yes,
yeah.
we brought with us Phantoms. It's been a minute since I listened to the whole album. I always find myself listening to What You Gonna Do.
All the
It's
time.
like my favorite song. You can watch that one on YouTube anytime you want. But
we sing that one just like in our daily lives.
that one
now.
has become, that is a verified Kiss song.
Yeah.
Change approved. That one is a straight up Kiss sounding song. I mean, they all are, but that one has become my favorite. But no, so we listened to all 8 of those tracks. It was fantastic. And then the second one we brought was Hand of Fate,
yes,
which was our made-up Kiss album from our episode 100 special, where we put together a bunch of songs that Kiss members have collaborated on from the last 10, 15 years or so, and just made one album out of that. So, again, not technically Kiss, but still Kiss enough.
Yeah, well, and that one was, I would say, more Kiss, because it at least had members in it.
But it felt like the perfect lineup just for, seeing a Kiss tribute band.
Yes, definitely.
So that was what we listened to on the way there. On the way back, I wanted to get a little spicy, and I brought with me Monster, but the Japan Tour edition. No, we did not bring Eric Singer's personal promo copy that we showed last time. Although I probably could have. No.
Let's not get reckless.
Yeah, no. I brought the Japan Tour edition. And it's funny because we didn't even get to the best part because that's a 2-disc set.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't make it to the second one.
The second disc is actually just studio versions of their live set list.
Oh, okay.
So it would start off with Detroit Rock City and Shout It Out Loud.
Okay, so it's like a set list playlist almost.
Set list playlist.
That's fun.
That's a great way to put it.
That's fun.
I never could find a good way to explain it.
I feel like that's, in the last couple of years, that's become, or last few years, a thing that more modern artists do on like Spotify. Like they'll make an official playlist of the set list.
That's cool. I don't know. So here we go. Kiss again, always ahead of the trend.
Runners.
They were doing CDs of playlists, live set lists, before anybody. So yeah, we didn't get to that one, but we did listen to all of the studio version, and the bonus track on the Japan Tour edition is not right here, right now. It's actually King of the Nighttime World.
Yeah.
From Virginia Beach, before Virginia Beach was released as a soundboard.
Right.
So kind of weird, kind of random, but I would have preferred right here, right
Definitely.
now. But if you want that, you can get the international tour edition. But anyway, yeah, so that's what took us there, took us home.
Yeah, Monster was good with what little hearing we had left.
We had no...
show.
Yeah, that's going to be a thing. If we're yelling right now...
Sorry.
It's because our ears are still ringing. They're still muffled.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk all about that. So this was at the Blue Note.
Yes.
In Harrison, Ohio.
Yeah, close to Cincinnati. Yeah.
And these tickets were given to us by my mom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, Christmas.
For Christmas. She was like, here's some tickets, some free tickets to a Kiss tribute band and a Sammy Hagar tribute band.
Yes, they opened up and they were awesome as well.
One Way to Rock opened the show, and they were fantastic.
Absolutely.
I'm not really well versed on Sammy Hagar's music. I know you aren't as well. I probably knew 3 songs.
Yeah.
I Can't Drive 55, of course, One Way to Rock, and Call It Heavy Metal. Yeah. So those were the 3.
There was maybe one other one that I'm not thinking of right now.
There was one that you knew that I don't think
I should have checked. But there was another one that I knew, but even then it was like I could sing along to the chorus and that was about it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's how it was for most of them.
Nonetheless, though, you didn't really have to know their entire Sammy's catalog to enjoy the show.
No, to appreciate it. They were fantastic.
These guys were great. I mean, I feel like tribute bands have gotten a bad rap in the last, decades or so, just because they feel like, I mean, obviously they're playing to less crowds or whatever, but that's the music they're playing is in direct tribute to these amazing musicians, and they do such a great job at it.
And it's just such a fun, like, accessible way for people to enjoy live music from their favorite artists who otherwise either may not be touring or they may not be able to afford tickets to the real thing.
Yeah.
Or, even artists that are no longer with us, things like that. It's it's way more affordable. It's way more accessible. This was in essentially a bar, but a really nice bar with a big stage.
Yep.
That does a lot of concerts like this. Like, they do tribute show concerts like every weekend pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, like they gave us free tickets when we came in to 2 other upcoming shows.
Judas Priest tribute band and Iron Maiden tribute band. And the whole place, when you walk through, they've got... I wish I would have taken some more photos and videos.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get a chance to just, hang out. It was more about the show, the music, and getting our seat and being there. But they had guitars from various musicians, John 5 and Dead Daisies.
Yep, a bunch of signed ones.
A bunch of signed guitars and photos. So, yeah, it was definitely... This whole place was an homage to good classic rock.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, both bands were great, but of course, the Sammy Hagar band, opened up, did a fantastic job. The lead guitar player, man, was killing it. The vocalist.
Yeah, dude, the vocalist was insane.
Sounded just like Sammy.
Yes, and his range was, out of this world. He was wailing. It was so good.
Those 80s vocals, man, they sound so, harsh to do.
Oh my gosh, it sounds painful.
And these guys got there and, and they do it. It was fantastic. It was a long set, it felt like, because we weren't well versed in Sammy's music.
It felt a lot longer because, not in a bad way, they were fantastic, but obviously, what we were there for. We were there for Kiss Army, and we didn't know any of the songs, so I was like, dang, I didn't know they were going to play this long.
Yeah. So, what was cool, though, is that the whole time, the stage, of course, again, Kiss Army is the ones that are kind of, I guess, headlining, if you will. There was the 2 Kiss Army banners on the
huge
stage.
Ones.
And... so after their set, after the Sammy Hagar tribute band, we're kind of waiting for Kiss. And during Sammy's set, we made sure to go up to the front.
Yes.
Because when we got there, we had just seats.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when we got there...
Also, can I just say, this is so random. This place also had a free, complimentary Italian buffet. They just had free pasta.
Those are
rolls
magic
and
words.
Salad.
Those are magic words.
What? We got free tickets to this thing. We only paid $5 to upgrade to a table.
Yep.
We got a free dinner and free tickets to other shows.
$2 drinks.
That's
not
awesome.
Drinks, alcohol drinks, but $2 water, soda, whatever.
Yeah.
It was okay. We spent $7.
Yeah, it was
had the time of our life.
Date night ever.
It was
awesome.
literally the cheapest date night ever, and it was fantastic. Yeah, so we're sitting there eating. What were they called? What was it?
It was basically spaghetti, but it was penne pasta and
penne
marinara
pasta.
sauce.
Thank you. Penne pasta.
It's so good.
Oh, it was delicious. And so we're sitting there, and then when Sammy Hagar goes on, we think maybe we should just go ahead and
get up front. Just save our spots.
There were a couple folks that were standing close to the stage.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if that was, not allowed or anything, but I do you actually do that? Because everybody was sitting in their table, doing that, and I was like, no, we got to go up close to the stage and secure our spots front row, as close to the stage as possible.
And that was a smart choice because the floor did end up filling up pretty good.
The more folks that went up there, the more folks went up there. If that makes any sense.
Exactly, yeah.
We saw a couple folks and thought, okay, well, if they're going to go up there, somebody else is. And I'll be damned if anybody gets front row center other than you and I. So that's where we went.
We stayed put even in between sets.
Yeah, eventually here come, everybody else. And the cool thing is that in between Sammy's set and Kiss Army's set was we ran into, of course, you're always going to, some Kiss fans.
Yeah.
We had a
lot of people
fan
there with cool Kiss t-shirts.
Yeah, we were spotting, like, all right, how many folks are wearing Kiss shirts? And so we started counting and, keeping track. And while we're standing up there, somebody comes up and notices my jacket. Yeah. Which is, I was wearing this really cool Kiss Army. It's
like a bomber jacket.
Like a bomber jacket, Leatherman jacket, almost like, like a sports coat, whatever, that we got from a Kiss Expo. And on the back is just the Kiss Army, real big. The Kiss Army logo, real big and silver.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. We got it at the Kiss Expo.
Yeah.
Free. With
yeah,
our VIP
I have one
package.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, we all three got one.
Yep.
You, Jeb, and I. So, yeah, he noticed that. I was like, hey, cool jacket, man. And started talking about Kiss. And I'm always nervous when I start talking to, and I hate to say this, but I'm just going to confess it.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
I'm always nervous talking to Kiss fans like 30 and 40 up. Because you just never know which way they're going to land as far as the line goes.
Yes.
Do they acknowledge Kiss beyond 77, 79? Are they, how much of the catalog do they actually...
They like Unmasked Kiss? Do they like Tommy and Eric?
Yeah, exactly. Tommy and Eric, Sonic Boom Monster, the last 20 years. You just never know. And I refuse to sit and debate with grown men about something so trivial.
That's not why we're there.
No. And so as soon as somebody gets going in a rant,
kind of proceed with caution.
Just like, yeah, whatever. So... But whenever I was talking to him, I could see that he was totally cool. We started immediately talking about
Mike. Is that right?
Yeah, this is Mike. Yeah, started talking about Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
Yeah,
we love Kiss. Started talking about Phantom of the Park versus Attack of the Phantoms.
Yeah.
Started talking about the End of the Road tour. How he saw 8 shows.
He said his first show ever was the Crazy Nights tour. So that was cool.
That was a good indication.
So that kind of got us into, because I was like, oh, I love that album. And he was like, yeah, that's when he kind of said, like, I don't care what anybody says. I love it all. Like, no matter what's popular, what's not. And we were like, same. I was wearing my Elder shirt, and I was like, obviously, I like the Elder. Nobody else does.
He was like, the Elder's amazing.
Yes, he loved it. So that was really cool.
He said Dynasty's top 4, top 5 best Kiss albums ever. Amazing. And so, yeah, it was a really good, awesome. Fun conversation. A good way to pass the time. And I think he had said that he had seen Kiss Army, this tribute band, before.
I think so, yes.
He had seen them, and of course,
a few times.
Started talking about Mr. Speed, some of the other amazing tribute bands. And so, yeah, it was really nice, because anytime you get together with a Kiss fan and talk about Kiss, I mean, the conversation never ends. It just keeps going.
Oh, yeah,
so it was a good way to talk about. Pass time in between sets.
Definitely.
And I was kind of wondering the whole time, how Kiss Army was going to come out on stage. Mm-hmm. Because obviously Kiss, they have the curtain, they have the hum, they have this whole dramatic experience. Yeah. But it's Kiss. They can afford to do that. So I'm wondering, how is this tribute band going to do this? Because there was no way they were going to come from the back of the stage.
There's no doors.
They weren't coming
at the back
from
of the
the
stage.
depths.
There's no curtain. There's no trap doors. It's a bar. It's a nice bar, but it's a bar.
So I'm thinking, how is this tribute band gonna Kissify this entrance?
Yeah, gonna make a cool entrance.
And suddenly the lights go black.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear a hum, but you hear more like like radio static.
Yeah,
or just some
the audio started out with some stuff from
Kiss Meets the Phantom.
From Kiss Meets the Phantom, like announcing Kiss, like
Kiss
the Kiss
tonight.
Kiss
tonight.
Yeah, so all that kind of stuff, and it kind of was longer than that, so it morphed into some other, I think, radio or interview type audio.
Yeah, there was a lot of vintage, iconic Kiss sound bites.
Yes,
talking about, Gene Simmons and the Cat, Peter Criss, and all this stuff. And it was just, everything it was from the 70s. It was talking about, the blood and the red ink or whatever. And just some of those iconic moments in the 70s that was... And all it was doing was getting you immersed in the 70s, in 70s Kiss.
Yeah.
So that was a nice way to do it. And all of a sudden you turned to me and say, "Oh, Sammy, right behind you." So I turn around and the Star Child, the whole band, is walking
through the crowd to get to the stage.
To get to the stage. They're fist pumping, clapping, doing all that. And so everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, there they are." And so they get on stage and they turn around until you hear the classic Kiss Alive 2. "You wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest band in the world, Kiss!" And then they go right into Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
And they came out with energy.
Oh my gosh.
Upon energy, stacked on energy. I mean, they were ready to go.
It was awesome.
It was literally Kiss from 77. They were wearing Love Gun Alive 2 era outfits. The set list kind of stayed mostly with that era. It was actually kind of like Alive and Alive 2 mixed.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get into that. But anyway, what was your first just immediate impression of the band, of the group? We'll get more into the songs later, but just immediately, what was your what was your expectation, or your
first impression? They looked amazing. They sounded amazing. Their makeup was amazing. It's so funny because there was somebody like in between the Sammy Hagar set and the Kiss Army set. We noticed somebody dressed like Gene sitting in the audience, and he looked like perfect makeup, perfect outfit. And we thought, we're like, is that the guy from the band? He's just like out there just waiting for the other guys to be ready. Yeah. Turns out no, it was just a whole separate guy who happened to come dressed as Gene.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
I forgot to mention this too in between the set. There was somebody else.
Yes, you gotta talk about
that came up to me and complimented me on my jacket. They're like, "Hey man, nice jacket." I turn around and it's Business Gene.
It's Businessman Gene.
It's somebody doing a cosplay, doing a dress up, whatever, doing a Business Gene get up.
Yeah.
And
like he had the hair, he had the sunglasses, he had the black blazer, the jeans,
the white undershirt,
the snakeskin boots. Like, it was perfect.
And I felt kind of bad. I think I kind of offended him. I didn't mean to.
Really? I didn't hear the conversation. Yeah, it was too loud.
Because he was talking about how awesome the jacket was and how he had the end of the road official bomber jacket, real expensive, real dope.
That's so cool.
And I asked him, I said, "Are you Michael Simmons?" Because there's a popular Gene Simmons cosplayer, Michael Simmons, on Facebook that you'll see.
That wears that outfit.
And he said, No, I'm better than him. I'm better than that guy. And I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry, dude."
Well, he may have been leaning into the character a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah, he probably was.
I didn't get his actual name, if he had a name for himself.
It was very loud in there. Yeah.
It was very, very loud. So we were yelling in each other's ears. But yeah, so I was "Are you Michael?" He's like, "No, I'm better than that guy." And I was like, "All right, for sure, great man. Love the outfit. Love the outfit." Talk about how awesome the band was. He said he's seen him before, so that was cool. But yeah, there was the other Gene, the guy. He was wearing a Destroyer outfit.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas this Kiss, we found out, okay, they're doing Love Gun.
Right, we hadn't seen them yet, though.
Eventually, we realized that it wasn't the same Gene. But we did run into Ace at the buffet.
Yes, that's true.
And we didn't realize it, although when he walked away,
you knew though that it was somebody from one of the bands, because there was a guy that was like, he just needed to get like a napkin or silverware or something. He's like, "Oh, excuse me," and he was not wearing makeup or anything Kiss, but he just looked like a rock star. Like, he just had like
the black dyed hair, real long, teased,
real long, like cool, super cool outfit. We were like,
jeans.
He's either...
He walked away, I was like, why do I get the feeling that this guy is in the Kiss tribute band?
Yep, and it was Ace.
And so, yeah, it turns out it was Ace. Yeah, we, he gets on stage, and it's very apparent that was Ace. But, yeah, that was really cool. So it was an awesome intro to the show. Mm-hmm. My first impression, honestly, the best way I could describe this was, it was almost like taking Kiss in 1977... and shoving it into the Coventry.
For sure.
And you and I are right down front.
Yeah, I can see that.
That was the best way to put it, because this is a very small club, a small bar, and it felt like, not like a hole in the wall, but it felt kind of right off the interstate, kind of in its own little location. Yeah. And so it felt like taking 1977 Love Gun Kiss, shoving it into Coventry, and turning up the energy to 10.
Yeah.
Because they came out firing. The Peter Criss.
Dude, he was
the Catman was playing exactly like Peter Criss in 77.
Yeah, and he looked just like him. His hair was exactly the same. His mannerisms were exactly the same.
Everything.
It was wild.
It was very good.
He had a great voice.
These were guys that, just were doing a great job at what they were doing. You could tell they were huge Kiss fans. And the Demon kept looking over at us specifically. Yeah. He would make eye contact with me a lot. Again, being a front row, right there. And then when it came to God of Thunder, he said, "Daughter of Aphrodite."
Yeah.
He kind of like pointed to Daphne real creepy.
Cool.
Like, it was cool. He was get real into it.
He was fantastic.
The Demon was fantastic.
God of Thunder was so good.
The Spaceman, when they did Black Diamond, got down on his knees, did the whole sway. It was just cool, classic, vintage Kiss.
Yeah.
So I was able to, as we went along, write the set list down.
Nice.
It didn't occur to me until about 3 songs in that I should be doing this.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. So we don't have to try and remember, because I would not.
No, and neither would I, because we were just in the moment having a great time. but I did write down the set list that they played. So just to give everybody kind of an idea, it was first song, of course, Detroit Rock City, straight into King of the Nighttime World.
Dude, and that was one of my
loved that.
That was one of my favorite moments. I love that song, and that was such a cool. I didn't expect that.
I was wondering if you didn't, because once I got a hold of the 77 vibe, I was like, okay, then they're going to probably lean more towards Alive 2.
Yeah.
And while that was mostly the case, not the whole time, but we did get King of the Nighttime World, and that was fantastic. Straight away
so good.
Into that, followed by Let Me Go Rock and Roll, which was just fast, quick, heavy, awesome. Hotter Than Hell, which I loved. That was a good one. That one... See, they weren't playing that one in 77, I don't think. Not quite as much. Maybe they were. I'm just going to get my set list wrong. But that one was really cool to hear. Followed by Firehouse with no fire breathing. I was, initially, when we were at our table, I noticed there was some lighter fluid off to the side next to the stage blood. Yeah. And I was like, man, how crazy would it be if we got some fire breathing? But I wonder if maybe the venue didn't allow it.
It's a small building, so I understand. I feel like it's something they probably bring on the road because they maybe can do it at certain venues or if they're outside.
Yeah.
But I can understand how that could have been a safety hazard.
I have my fingers crossed because I saw it side stage and was like, man, that would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't the case. There was no pyro either, I noticed. But there didn't need to be. No. I felt like there didn't need to be any smoke, any bombs. It was like
they had so much energy on their own.
They were still bringing the Kiss magic without all that stuff. And that's what's good about Kiss. Is like if you want to, you can have as much as you want, but all you need is the music, the instruments, the songs.
Yeah, and even like the lighting there, like
it was very
amped
good.
Up the show so much, I feel like. Yeah. Whoever was handling lights did a great job. It was so cool.
Yeah, so after Firehouse, you had Do You Love Me, Cold Gin, Calling Dr. Love, Shock Me,
yes,
in
that was
full
awesome.
Alive 2 fashion. We got a surprise for you tonight.
Yep.
And so the Spaceman came up singing an awesome version of Shock Me, did a killer, Ace Frehley guitar solo at the end. Perfect. And then Hard Luck Woman was next.
That threw me off because Paul was up front saying, like, if you guys remember Rock and Roll Over, and was talking about Peter Criss, and I mean, the only two options, if I'm mistaken, are Hard Luck Woman and Baby Driver.
Correct.
And they started playing something, real fast and heavy that I was not recognizing. And I was like, this is not Baby Driver, is it? And then, no, it was Hard Luck Woman. It was like a heavy version of Hard Luck Woman. It was a very heavy
version. Now,
it was freaking
Hard Luck Woman is on Kiss Alive 2.
It is?
But it is nowhere near
like
that. This was like a very...
It was like full production. It was awesome.
It was very aggressive, electric version of Hard Luck Woman, but it was good. It was awesome.
Yeah, I had fun. It was cool.
And that was the one I didn't expect.
Yeah, it surprised me, and that's what was fun about it.
I kind of forget that it's on Alive 2, but again, with this set list, they were really looking at 75 and 77.
Yeah.
Alive and Alive 2 make it the best of. That's their set, and so Hard Luck Woman was like a surprise, but a welcome one.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. The Catman sounded great,
Absolutely.
Looked great, as we've already stated. Shout Out Loud was next. Awesome version of Shout Out Loud, followed by the bass solo before God of Thunder.
Yep.
And that's when we got the blood spitting, which is really cool. We didn't get any fire breathing, but he did come up with the blood.
And it looked so good.
And I got some killer photos.
You got amazing photos.
Every photo I took was just...
Like you said, we were literally right up on the stage. Right by these giant speakers, which is why we can't hear today.
What?
I've ordered some earplugs because we can't be doing that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, we were so close, and your phone takes great photos, so you got some awesome pictures.
Yeah, it was great, and the demon was perfect. I mean, it was a perfect demon. The facial, everything, the blood. I think I got a video of the blood spitting too. I hope I did. Yeah, I think I got a video of the blood spitting, which is really cool. Of course, a drum solo in between, a 6-minute drum solo. Full on Peter Criss. Again, both Kiss Alive and Alive 2 kind of mixed into one, which is really cool. I didn't really catch on to that until after the show, at how well they were mixing probably the two most iconic eras of Kiss, especially in that original era, 75. And it was just really well done how they put together their show and their set list. Black Diamond was next. Again, they had the whole, Spaceman on his knee swaying back and forth with Gene and Paul. It was awesome. Rock and Roll All Night was played next, and this is where things got interesting.
Yes,
because first of all, we were kind of thinking like, wait, Rock and Roll Night already?
It felt so fast.
It was crazy how their set flew by, whereas the Sammy Hagar, again, we're well versed more in Kiss, so
I do think Sammy Hagar played more songs though.
I think I think, I'm not sure how many songs they played.
Yeah, I wasn't
counting. Kiss Army played like 15.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I think it just
11,
flew by because I love
12,
Kiss.
13, 14, 15 songs.
Okay, yeah. Decent set list. Okay.
Yeah. So they get to Rock and Roll Night, but it wasn't your traditional Kiss show where Kiss plays and then they go off stage and then do a 3-song encore.
Right.
It went right into, again, God of Thunder, right into Black Diamond, and then Rock and Roll Night. So the last part felt kind of condensed.
Yeah.
But they did something interesting.
Yeah, like in the middle.
With Rock and Roll Night. So we get Rock and Roll Night up until a certain point, up until the breakdown. Yeah. One of the breakdowns, do-do-da-da, do-do-da, do-do-da-da, do-do-da. All of a sudden, it becomes a heavy version of Beth.
Yeah, it's literally just Peter. It's just, I don't even think they're playing any instruments. I think it's just...
I think you're right. I think it was just the Catman, all the drums.
I think it was just a breakdown, just Peter singing Beth with drums.
It was Beth with drums.
It was cool.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of looking around like, whoa.
Yeah, we just started singing along in like a confused way.
I've never seen a tribute band do that before.
Yeah, it was fun though.
So that was like, everything else felt very, very Kiss.
Yeah.
This felt very, very Kiss Army.
Yeah.
To them specific. And then it gets even crazier because all of a sudden, it took me a second to actually figure out what they were doing. Because they started breaking into another song. And I say break into another song because it was Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Which I only know because of the movie Detroit Rock City.
Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in this town.
Still a great song.
And I barely know that song. I think I've only probably heard it in Detroit Rock City, and I've heard you reference it a couple times.
Yeah.
But I don't really know it, and at this point in the show, I'm not kidding, I could barely hear a thing. My hearing was destroyed.
We were up on the front. The monitors were in our ears.
It was bad.
We were wearing monitors like headphones. It was like
bad.
that.
And actually, I didn't mention this, but Mike, who we were talking about earlier, because it got to the point where like I was hurting. My ears were hurting. I couldn't hear anything. And I think he saw me like kind of like hold my ears at a certain point. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, I should have brought earplugs, no big deal. And he pulls out like an extra unused pack from his pocket and gave it to me. So that was really nice.
That was
so
very
I had that
cool.
for the last few songs.
Thank you, Mike.
But yeah, I could barely hear, and I couldn't hear any of the words they were saying. So I didn't know what they were singing, and I was like, this does not sound like a Kiss song to me.
Yeah, you were like, am I
a bad Kiss fan? What is this?
Do I need to hand in my card? What is this song? But no, it was Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, it was random.
So now I don't know if that was something they always do, and again, that's one of their things. That's just kind of like their thing.
It's got to be something specific to them. Yeah.
It was kind of cool though because the guitar player for the Sammy Hagar band was wearing a Thin Lizzy shirt.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't know if they were backstage talking about Thin Lizzy, and it was like, hey, what if we just threw in? I have no idea, but it was crazy how he was wearing a Thin Lizzy shirt, and they break into Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy. And so after about a couple verses of Jailbreak, they go back to Rock and Roll Night.
Yeah.
They finish it out, and we're thinking, all right, cool, that was amazing. We're kind of like, all right, you ready to head out? Because we'd love to be the first ones out. I hate post-concert traffic.
Yeah.
It's the bane of my existence. So I'm like, you ready to head out? So we're like, yeah, let's go ahead. So we get our stuff, and we're headed almost to the door.
Yeah.
When I get a feeling, I'm like, why do I sense this is not over yet?
Right, something else is happening.
I didn't actually see them leave the stage.
Right.
They kind of just like, the lights went off and they kind of like turned around and like walked to the back of the stage. And I'm like, what's happening? And so we stand around for 2 more minutes or whatever, and they come back and they do Deuce as an encore. And that was really fun because now we're at the back of the show. The whole time we're at the front, seeing everything like directly up close. Yeah. But now we're in the back and can see the whole stage, really take it all in. And again, it was just really awesome to see how well they were giving tribute to Kiss. And we saw Deuce. That was pretty much it. We left.
I'm so glad they did that because I was kind of surprised at that point that they hadn't played Deuce already.
Right. Yeah.
So that was cool to see that as an encore.
Yeah, and again, I was just, in that moment, was just so impressed with these guys and what they're doing. And it makes me just, in 2025, appreciate Kiss tribute bands even more.
Yeah.
We saw Mini Kiss last year.
Yep.
We saw Kiss Army this year. I'm just so proud to be a Kiss fan, and I'm so happy that there are people out there that are getting up there. I couldn't do it. I mean, I say I play drums. I don't actually really play drums, not like these guys where it's like they're playing whole shows night after night, weekend after weekend, month after month. It's like, it's so cool to see these guys get up there and doing it.
Yeah, and use their like
to the best of their
serious
ability.
Talent celebrate
and
Kiss.
It's not flippant either. They are like, they are embodying. At this point in 2025, when I go see a tribute band, I am looking at the Demon, the Star Child, the Catman, the Spaceman. As long as you were in that makeup, as long as you're in that outfit, as long as you're playing those songs, you are Kiss. And they embodied Kiss to the best of their abilities. All these tribute bands are doing it in a way that is just so... I'm so proud to see it. I'll wait for the Avatar show. It'll be great. It'll be its own thing. But I'm so proud of the Kiss tribute scene and what they're doing.
Yeah.
I get chills talking about it because as a Kiss fan, just being there... again, anybody could be like, oh, this isn't like Madison Square Garden. This isn't like, it's like, who cares, man? This is
fun.
Rock and roll, live, real rock and roll. Yeah. My favorite songs, my favorite band, and just what a fantastic night it was.
I just love that since my last Kiss show, and since yours, 3 times... since my last Kiss show, 3 times I've been able to sing Rock and Roll All Night with the crowd.
Yes.
One at Ace Frehley's show.
Yes.
And then Mini Kiss last year and Kiss Army.
Kiss Army just last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so fun because that's one of those things that you just immediately missed as soon as Kiss was off tour.
There's a magic to that.
Yeah. And it just... turns out it doesn't even necessarily have to be Kiss up there, even though obviously I will always miss the real thing. Yeah. That magic still exists.
What's funny is that you saying that made me think of, it's been almost 10 years ago when we were at the Kiss Expo in 2015 with Mr. Speed. Mm-hmm. We were pretty up close up front singing Rock and Roll Night. It's that same thing all over again. It's like, even though it's not real Kiss, this is still Kiss.
It is still Kiss.
This is there's a magic to that when you're singing Rock and Roll All Night with a bunch of other Kiss fans. With guys on stage who are playing that music, and it was just, I was happy to be there. It was a great time. Hopefully we could see more
tribute bands this year.
More Kiss tribute bands either this year or just in the future, but
agreed. Just
holy crap, we had such a freaking awesome time. So thank you guys for hearing us talk. That was probably one of the longest Kiss spotlights in the history of this podcast, but we wanted to make sure we did as much of a thorough review of this show. And it's crazy how I never even heard of them.
No, I don't think I had either.
And it's funny because they have 13,000 followers on Facebook.
Yeah, they're obviously popular.
As soon as I talked about, we're going to go see Kiss Army, everyone's like, I saw them last year, they're great. I think Brant said, I know their drummer, man, awesome stuff. Everyone said, Mike at the show, I saw them, whatever. Tim from Super Kids 1400 message, they came around my neck of the woods last year, great show. So I was like, wow, these guys are really popular. And somehow... I missed him, but I'll admit my insight into the Kiss tribute game isn't. It's pretty weak. So, which may work to my advantage now that we're post Kiss and I get to, have all
so
these,
much you get to explore now.
Get to explore now and just have fun, doing this. So that's our review of the show. Thank you guys for listening to us blab. And if you guys have seen any of these cool Kiss tribute bands or any other tribute bands, let us know. And let
us know who your favorite is, and maybe we'll keep an eye out for if they ever come around here.
Yeah, I need to do that and keep an eye out for.
Yeah, we need to look at Mr. Speed's schedule, especially. I would love to see them again.
Definitely. I did mention earlier in the beginning that I had some Kiss news updates. We did a whole 2025 news update show. Some things happened right after that, of course. Every time we do a news show, there's always more news directly after, and so
sometimes the same day that we are done filming, something else happens.
Yeah, and in that episode last time I was talking about the Kiss documentary. Yes. It was kind of like, it may happen, it may not happen.
Right.
This 5-part end road documentary, who knows? So of course the next day, Keith LaRoe posts saying that the official production team is looking for fans to submit photos and videos of their New York experience to be included in the documentary.
Good.
So that right there is a really good sign.
Yeah, that means it's still actively being worked on.
Actively being worked on. They're looking for fans to be involved, to be included.
Cool.
And it will still see a release at some point. So that's good news.
Yeah.
Because in the last episode...
And if you were there, do that so that your stuff could be in there. That'd be awesome.
Yes, absolutely. So here's the information. So Keith is looking for, you arriving in New York City for the last 2 shows on December 2nd, or 1st or 2nd. Getting ready for the final Kiss show in New York. You on the way to the show. Feelings about the last show. Thoughts on Kiss taking over New York City. And if you have anything like that, please submit it to, you can email KLaRoe. LaRoe is Leraux. KLaRoe Kiss @gmail.com. I'll have it on the screen for everybody to to look at. So that's what you want to email. Email Keith, and then he will give you uploading instructions and send you the required release form to be included in the documentary. So if you were there in New York and you have photo, video of you getting ready, going to the show, hanging out, being in New York, submit it because you could be in a documentary.
That's so cool.
And that was just
that's
good
great
news.
Great news.
Because my viewpoint in that last episode was, regardless of what's coming out of the Kiss camp, I'm happy as a fan.
Right.
Whether
we're not
they
gonna
do something or
necessarily
don't do nothing.
bank on anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if it doesn't happen, fine. If soundboards don't happen, fine. But it looks like this documentary is going to happen. Mm-hmm. And fans were even commenting saying, I've heard on very good, from good sources that there are going to be more soundboards.
Yeah, we have a lot of comments like that. So that's
that
was
a
good sign too.
That was really promising. And also, in addition to all this, I kind of have some old news. Okay. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
So this is a news update that coincides with what we're talking about here.
Okay.
In 2025, but it came out in 2024.
Okay.
And I just somehow missed it. But it does kind of help pertain. It pertains to what we're talking about here. So there was an interview by Martin Carlson with Pop House's investment manager, Johan Lagerlöf. I'm probably Lagerlöf. Yeah, I think that's how I'm getting it. Anyway, this is from Sweden Rock Magazine.
Okay.
In May of last year.
Nice.
And I somehow missed this, but this is a little bit, here's some highlights from that interview. And I'm getting this from Kiss Army Pavia on Facebook, a great Kiss Facebook page. So follow Kiss Army Pavia. They have an Instagram as well. But anyway, so it says that box sets and limited editions are definitely a work in progress. Many of the first albums have 50th anniversaries coming up. So soundboards and box sets are in progress.
Okay, great.
That was from last year. So again, they already missed the first album and Hotter Than Hell. Yeah. So let's hopefully they can get on board with this one.
It's so strange to me.
But as of last year, they did say that box sets and soundboards are in the work.
Okay.
That's good. And then also, when the Avatar show is done, it'll have to be in a building built specifically for it. We knew that.
Right.
It was going to be in its own venue.
Yeah.
Pop House is going to try and present the legacy of Kiss in the best way possible for the next 100 years.
Wow.
That was just a statement, but obviously they're
thinking long
They're
haul.
Trying to see, they're going to try to sustain this for as long as possible and
as
viable as possible.
They're trying to cement Kiss's legacy, which is really promising.
Which is really promising. And so, also, 2027 is not a set date for the Avatar show.
I honestly
It could come sooner.
Oh, okay. I thought it would come later.
Me too. Well, he said 2027 is not a set date for the Avatars. It could come sooner. We'll do it as fast as possible, but we'll do many other things sooner.
Okay.
Many other things sooner.
I need to see some stuff
some
this
of those,
year.
I know, and some of those, I tried to find it again in preparation for this, but I couldn't find it. But there was something I read where somebody from Pop House was talking about how they're wanting to introduce like series, television, movies, books, and then also fan events. And those fan events need to happen soon.
Please.
There needs to be official Kiss expos. Yeah. The fan expos have all but dried up.
Yeah, and fans are dying for it. I'm sorry, everyone we talked to, like Mike last night.
We were talking last night to Mike about it.
Yes, he was talking about it too. Like, we were in Ohio, and he was like, dude, I always used to go to the indie expos. I went to so many of them. I miss those.
I was like, us too, dude.
Yeah, those need to come back. And I'm like, everyone we talk to misses that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, they need to capitalize on that ASAP.
Yeah, and with Pop House backing it, I mean, there's so much cool stuff they can do that we weren't getting before. What is that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But you know that they're going to elevate these official events beyond what the fan events were.
Of course.
Using the fan events as a template, as a structure, as a guide. But the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have more resources. They have more money. Like, they will be able to do something, like, take the Kiss Expo that we're used to and
it kind of makes me wonder if they would do that, have it be its own thing, or maybe they would try and incorporate it into like Comic-Con. Sometimes Comic-Con has their own thing for Marvel or their own thing for this.
I hope not.
I wonder if they would try and shove it as a part of that to make it as part of like the pop culture
I'll be honest, I
or
hope
if they
not.
would just, I would hope it's its own. I mean, either way, it'd
those
be fine,
conventions are just so massive already, and so I don't even know. It's just a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see, Thor, and then the
I guess
demon,
it'd be cool
the
to see
two
Kiss
God of Thunders,
represented.
whatever. But
I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool if it happened. I just hope that's not it.
But Kiss,
I hope
to
there
me,
is a separate event.
Yeah,
it needs its own event.
Yeah, because I think once you start doing it into the Comic-Con thing, the music gets lost there. It's more about the superhero aspect. It's more about the image. Whereas at Expo, the music is still the foundation, and then everything else, collecting merch and all that, is kind of built.
Right.
You got tribute bands playing and all kinds of stuff.
I think short term, sooner, it needs to be dedicated Kiss Expos. But, if they are sometime in the next however many years planning on doing movies and TV shows and superhero type stuff.
Yeah.
And if we really fully go into that side of things, then I can see it more being incorporated into a traditional Comic-Con type of thing.
Absolutely. And I guess time will tell, but yeah, it's just interesting to see. I thought I mentioned that because, like I said, it was an old update that I'm just not here for the first time.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of things that are going to happen. It's just a matter of, I guess, when at this point. This one isn't really a news update. It's more of just an anniversary, I guess.
Okay.
But it's just wild to think about. So it's been 10 years since the release of Samurai Sun.
What?
Think about that for a second. So, January 2015. That, in my mind, was 2014, but I think that was
It's been at least
still,
10 years, maybe
I wanted
11.
to still celebrate Samurai Sun.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I wanted to do an entire video for the channel, but I scrapped it.
Okay.
Because I thought no one... I'm the only one.
That's for us.
I'm just inviting hate at that point. I'm making a video. Hi, guys. I like this song. It's been 10 years. It sucks. So I decided, you know what? No. I'll just mention it at the end of this episode or towards the middle end of this episode. Because to me, it is a fantastic song.
It's incredible.
We listened to it last night on the way to because of Hand of Fate. And maybe it was just because it was surrounded by a bunch of demos. No. Only a couple songs were demos.
Yeah,
it was a friggin' awesome track. It's produced so well.
It really is. It is one of those songs that I like more every time I hear it.
Yes.
It's so good.
The lyrics are so cool, so unique, so Kiss. It's almost like All American Man or Kissin' Time, but for Japan only. Yeah. And, talking about Osaka and the temples of Kyoto calling my name. Yeah. And then you have the girls counting, or no, Paul counts I don't know. Somebody's counting in Japanese. Yeah, the girls counting in Japanese. Yep. Super cool. Them saying "Go Shogun" in the background, which is just badass. So Eric's drum track on that is awesome. Tommy's guitar work is killer. There's just a lot that track has.
It's such a cool blend of like.
I wish we could just remove the music video. Yeah. That MCZ uploaded because everybody looks at that and thinks that that's it, and I'm like,
I know it's so strange to me how many people mistake that for Samurai Sun that we're talking about. Right. Like I feel like most people that hate on it don't understand.
They still don't get it. It's groups,
2 songs, 2 different collaborations,
groups doing 2 songs. Yeah. 2 completely different songs in 2 languages. Yes. They're not transliterations. They're not the same song. They're completely...
They're 2 different songs.
And that, to me, is something so wild because how many other times have you heard about groups doing that? Maybe it's happened before, but I can't think of 2 groups that write 2 songs to the same music in 2 different languages. It's just... for 2 different markets. It's wild to me.
Released at the same time.
It's so cool.
Very cool.
It really is cool. And it's just...
it's just such a cool mix of, like, that Japanese-inspired sound, but also it's really heavy. Like, the beginning, the... It's so cool. Yeah, I just get excited every time I hear the beginning of that song.
And it's funny because it's almost like a generational thing. Yeah. Because, the core Kiss Army from... the 70s, the 80s, those fans looked at that and it was like, oh, this is stupid, it's cheesy and horrible. And then I was using it as a way to tell my friends how cool it was. Right. Because anime to young people is cool. And it's the it thing.
And Japanese culture is so popular
so prevalent in America. That for young people, like anything Japanese is super cool. Yeah. So I'm like, hey guys, look at Kiss. There's a Kiss anime. There's a Kiss Japanese song. Yeah. Kiss did a J-pop song. And it's like, what? that's awesome. You know, whereas everybody else older than me is like, that's stupid. You know what I mean? So it was so polarizing to see Kiss doing this, and it made me think this is like the modern day I Was Made for Loving You.
Oh, for sure.
Where you get this rock band doing a disco song.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that wrong? Because it's so good.
So good.
You know?
If it's bad, why is it so good?
Yeah, why is it so good? And I'm listening to Samurai Son, and it's like, this sounds like it's almost coming out of an anime theme song.
Yeah.
But it's so cool, it's so heavy, it's
people
so
just
Kiss.
don't like when they...
It's so catchy.
Yeah, people just don't like when they try to appeal to any other demographic than them. Like,
yeah, right.
People, hate to say it, but a lot of Kiss fans hate when something is not specifically for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And this, I will admit, for me, was hard to get used to in the beginning, because when they announced that there was going to be a new Kiss song, I was excited because that to me meant there's going to be a new Kiss album.
Right.
And we all know how Xander just wanted that last Kiss album, and so I thought this might be it. And turns out it was a one-off single with a Japanese group that I've never heard of for a market that I'm not even in.
Yeah.
It felt like I
can see how that would be a letdown.
It felt like I was way in the back, you know, hello, you know, being left out. And so I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And so I listened to it, and I'm like, well, I'm not really big into anime, so it doesn't really appeal to me that way. Yeah. But as the music video went on, and Kiss started to appear, and then it went full live action, and then I heard the American version, the Samurai Son, the US mix, with those lyrics, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I mean, it's a lot different than what I expected.
Yeah.
But this is something cool, something new, something Kiss. And yeah, and again, you said it best. The more I listen to it, the better it gets. And last night when I heard it, I was like, this is the best it's ever been.
Yeah. You
know, the lyrics to that song are awesome. You can't kill what you don't understand, or you can't kill what you can't forget. Oh, yeah. There's some great stuff in that I encourage everybody to listen to. But I thought, even though I'm not going to do a full video for the channel, I'll just mention it in the podcast because it has been 10 years. It's something I wanted to at least talk about. It's crazy how the last Kiss song was released, 10 years ago.
And honestly, if you guys didn't like it in the past or didn't listen to it just for whatever reason...
Give it a fresh listen.
Try it again.
If you still hate it, fine,
That's fine.
I get it.
You never have to listen to it again, but try it one more time for us.
Just listen to the song, man. It is so cool. They released some really great CDs with this.
I'm sorry.
I've shown them before, but look at how awesome these are. I might have to do some separate videos and put them on screen for everybody because these truly are great. These little slip cases.
This packaging is incredible.
The packaging is amazing. You have special Japanese paper that they're using on the inside. Look at the CD art. Mm-hmm. Wow. It's like everything about this was to the nines. And that's what Kiss is. 2 different releases, 2 different album art, album covers for the 2 different songs. And this is the perfect way to represent the fact that they're both 2 different songs.
Yeah.
There's 2 different releases.
Yeah, because this one is more heavily featuring the girls in the front.
Yes.
And that one's...
features Kiss. Yeah. And then look at the back.
Yes.
The back is sick. So these were awesome. I like these.
I'll just say it. I feel like Kiss just works with this Japanese style.
Well, and that's part of the reason why this was done, because it was such a perfect match made in heaven.
Well, and I mean, some of the Japanese, merchandise and, even vinyl releases and things like that are some of the coolest Kiss merch out there. It just makes sense.
No, I totally agree. And I'm going to go ahead and actually display these for the rest of the episode.
Gene has actual giant wings on this.
Wait, what?
Look.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they did actual... It's very Avatar.
Yeah.
It's very Avatar, Gene.
Is.
Avatar Kiss. So that's really cool.
Oh, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, some really cool stuff. So I wanted to thank you guys for indulging me. I'm sorry if it just boils your blood how awful that song is and how Kiss could sell out like that. But I just love it. I thought it was so cool. And I think now it's time to show some Kiss stuff.
Actually, hold on. There's one more random thing that I wanted to talk about that doesn't really fit anywhere else in the episode.
Okay.
So there's something we kind of discovered earlier before filming this episode.
Yes.
So somebody sent you, I think, this really cool clip of Lynda Carter, freaking Wonder Woman, performing I Was Made for Loving You, surrounded by these dancers that are dressed up as Kiss.
Yeah.
In the
Dynasty
outfits. Yeah, all the fluff and fur and everything.
Perfect for this disco rendition.
They looked amazing, but it was really funny to see them like spinning around doing all these dance moves that Kiss would never do.
Yes.
But it was really cool, and she did a great job, and it was very disco. Like, she had this crazy outfit on that I just absolutely loved. And then you told me once we were done watching it, you were like, also, Gene was in a movie in the 80s.
Yes.
And played like a transvestite or a drag queen. I don't know the context in the film. And he wore that exact same outfit, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
And so we watched the clip.
So what was that movie called again?
Never Too Young to Die.
Okay. I knew the movie existed because John Stamos is in it.
Right.
I've never seen it, but I remember when we were in Vegas a couple months ago and we were in Gene's museum, we saw some memorabilia that he had from that.
Some props.
So I knew he was in an 80s movie with John Stamos, but I didn't know what it was.
Well.
So we watched the clip just to see it. And it was awesome. Like, I'm sure lots of people hated it for obvious reasons, but I thought it was great. I thought Gene did a great job.
It was fun.
And so, he came out in this crazy outfit.
The same one that Lynda was wearing.
Yes, exactly. Doing this little routine. And then all of a sudden, he starts saying words that we know, and we start singing along.
We're hearing a song we never heard, but yet we're hearing lyrics that we know. And it was...
I've got no manners, and I'm not too clean. You know what I like, if you know what I mean. Yeah!
Those exact words.
And those are the lyrics from Spit.
Got no manners and I'm not too clean, but I know what I like, if you know what I mean.
From Revenge.
From Revenge, like several years later. And I had never caught on to that. And so now we're thinking, and this might be like, old news to them.
If you guys know,
they're
in.
going, this is old news. But we're listening to this, we're laughing at Gene wearing this outfit that Lynda Carter also wore. And all of a sudden we're like, whoa, back up. Wait, what? And so
we looked at each other like, what?
So now we're thinking, okay, so was this song that Gene was singing in the movie? Was it an original song that somebody else wrote that he was singing?
And is he calling back to it?
Or did he write this song and he's kind of reusing his lyrics later, not knowing, not thinking, or maybe he is intentionally calling back? We have no idea.
Yeah.
We have no idea, but it was still crazy because once you hear those lyrics, it's like, wait, what? How am I hearing something that I never heard, but yet I know it?
Right.
So if anybody has any information on, what that song was that Gene was singing in Never Too Young to Die, did he write it? Who wrote it? Were the lyrics a callback? Was it just coincidental? I don't know.
Yeah, like, did the song Spit already exist and, like, just hadn't
Maybe
been
Gene
been used yet? And he just used, a little snippet of it? Or did he or someone else come up with that and he was writing Revenge? Like, oh, I know it will go good here. I'm going to throw this little Easter egg in here. I'm like, did people notice that?
Yeah, it was
because I couldn't find it. I tried looking it up, seeing if how if you look up lyrics on Genius, there's usually annotations for certain lyrics if there's cool information to be learned about those lyrics. And I checked, there was nothing on Genius about it. I was like, this is wild.
It is super random, but super cool. Yeah. And thank you for mentioning
that. Just wanted to share that.
Thank you for that, because that was kind of random. So if anybody has any info, please let us know. But now it's time to show some Kiss stuff. So we'll go ahead and get into the Collector's Corner, where I like to show just new additions to my Kiss collection. Talk about Kiss merchandise. You guys know I show random stuff all the time, and today is no exception. So the first item, keyword first, that I wanted to show for this segment is this really cool Kiss Nokia phone case. I
haven't seen it yet.
You had not seen it, so I'll go ahead and let you take a look at that.
I knew this was coming, but I hadn't seen it.
So I'm showing this. This was actually part of a larger Kiss merch lot that I bought off of eBay. And I did a whole video on the Patreon only where I went through every item in that merch lot. So if you want to, you can subscribe there and check it out. Or if you already subscribed, you've already seen it. But the one thing I wanted to show here from that lot was this Kiss Nokia phone case. Because as you guys know, I have a weird obsession with 2000s Kiss tech.
Yes, it's so fun.
Kiss merchandise that's also irrelevant Kiss tech nowadays. Yeah. But anyway, so here is this unofficial, I will say unofficial Kiss Nokia phone case.
It's definitely unofficial.
I will say, from the picture, I was kind of hoping that it was official.
Yeah.
But now that I'm looking at it, the artwork is very
It's
crude.
clearly not, yeah.
It looks like this might have been like in the middle of a mall.
Yeah.
And you
went
up
like
to
a kiosk.
A mall kiosk. And
one
they
of those
printed
people that
it there.
like bothers you while you're trying to walk by.
Yes, exactly. They're like trying to like, sell you stuff. Yeah, so... but from afar in the picture, because there were officially licensed, officially released Kiss Nokia phone cases.
There were? Okay.
So they do exist.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
try
kind of
and
fun that it's a bootleg
seek
one.
those out, but I did get a bootleg one, but it's still fun because,
Yeah.
again, it goes back to, you could think back to like 06, 07,
Yes.
08, 09, being in the
yeah.
mall. And,
I miss it.
And my first phone was a Nokia. My first cell phone was a Nokia brick, as we called them.
See, I think you like this stuff because even though it's tech that's pretty much irrelevant now,
It's nostalgic for me.
It's tech that was big when we were kids.
Yes, Kiss
So,
MP3 players
yeah.
and stuff. It's like, what? The iBox speakers that has like a 3-inch cord?
Yeah, and the flip camera, all that kind of stuff.
The flip camera that shoots horrible quality, but back then it was HD. It's like it's so cool. The Kiss farewell camera.
Yep.
So yeah, the farewell tour camera. So yeah, this just goes right along in line with that random Kiss merch. So I wanted to show that. And then there's even this other thing from the merch lot I want to show that's totally random. And I couldn't find, and I reached out to some other Kiss collectors, and there's limited information, so I'll show it here. Maybe somebody can tell me what this is, or where it, I know what it is, but like where it comes from. But included in the merch lot was this rubber piece, which I'm assuming is a stand for this marble, this Kiss marble, with image of Kiss from Rock and Roll Over in black and white with the word Kiss, not the logo, just the words Kiss. I'll have a video on screen for you to take a look at, but yeah, I have no information on this. I don't think it's official, because if it was official, it would A, have the logo, and B, it would have some sort of copyright, coin, or Epic Rights, or Live Nation, whatever it is.
Kiss in quotations.
Yeah, and it's just all caps, generic sans serif font. So that leads me to think that it's unofficial. Also, I went to everythingkiss.com. Couldn't find any info on it. Again, reached out to some collectors. They said the same thing. There's a few listings on eBay.
Yeah, it's like they've seen it, but they don't know what it is either.
That doesn't say, I don't have a year on this. I don't know what year it was from. So if you guys have ever seen this Kiss marble, please let me know in the comments if you have any information on it. I've been seeing some conflicting information, so I'd like to get an idea on what that is, but I'll just put that there. Again, just a random item. Still pretty cool, though. Not sure what to do with it, but it's a Kiss marble.
It's cool.
Let's see. So I think we can start actually opening up some packages now. This one I'll go ahead and open because everybody knows, and if you don't, here we go. I have a love for Kiss pajamas.
Yes.
Kiss lounge pants. And this specific design right here with the Love Gun, Destroyer logo and Paul's guitar on it, these are my absolute favorite Kiss lounge pants. These are from 2014. And when I got these, my first pair, I wore them until... they
were falling apart.
They were falling apart. They were ripped.
Yeah,
at,
holes
everywhere.
Super thin.
Material was super thin. It was worn out. It had been washed and faded. But I absolutely love these. And when I found out that they were out of stock on Kiss Army Warehouse, I panicked. Because, and again, this is like one of them things where you have to realize that not everything is unlimited.
Right.
Not everything.
It's not just going to keep being made forever.
Nothing is infinite. And so... in my eyes, it was like, Kiss Army Warehouse, they have a whole stack of these, and I'm the only one that knows.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that buys them, so I'm going to buy one pair every year for the rest of my life and be happy-go-lucky. And no, that lasted about 3 years.
Yeah.
Until, whatever quantity they had, it was gone. And I'm like, shit, I'm on eBay looking for them. I'm on... other Kiss Museum, back when, Kiss Museum was around, and I'm just looking everywhere for them. And I found, one pair, maybe. And then started looking for other Kiss pajama pants.
Yeah.
And so now, if you look behind that curtain, I got a whole mess of them.
Yeah, because there was a year, I don't think they have them anymore, but there was 1 year there where Walmart.com, I don't know if it was a third-party seller on Walmart.com because they do have those on there, but on Walmart.com, they had a variety of Kiss men's lounge pants. There was like 3 or 4 designs to choose from and a bunch. So we bought quite a few during that time. You bought some of your own. I bought you a few for like birthday and Christmas presents.
Yep.
Because your goal is just to be stocked up for the rest of your life. So
I will die
Yeah.
in a pair of these.
Yeah.
Not this, but I got 2 or 3 of these, so it could be this pair. I don't
Right.
know.
Might be a different design, but still.
But as an old man, my goal is to pass away peacefully in my sleep in a pair of these.
He wears them every day.
Not these, but like but like Kiss pajamas.
Kiss
oh
pajama
yeah.
pants.
Oh, of course.
Like
yeah.
you'll never
They've
find
seen me in my Kiss pajamas before.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You will never find him in a pair of
Not right now, but
pajama pants that are not.
well, and,
Kiss.
and there's a point because I don't want to. I don't have to.
Why bother?
Kiss allows me to live my Kiss life and be the Kiss fan I want to be. Right? Lounge pants.
I love that for you.
And this brings me to the next item too.
Okay.
Same exact thing, actually. It's funny how, so I have a very similar
Is this the
thing
wallet?
with Kiss wallets as well. This wallet specifically, this design, so this is from 09.
Is that one's your favorite one, right?
This is my favorite Kiss wallet right here. Studded Kiss logo, Destroyer on the back, and it's a trifold wallet. I bought my very first one from the Kiss Museum back when I had just become a Kiss. I mean, it was brand new, 09.
Yeah.
I have been collecting for less than 2 years. My collection could fit on one shelf. And I wanted the Kiss wallet. And when I got it, I was like, oh man, this thing is too cool. There's no way I can use this.
Yeah.
So it became one of those things that you kept on your shelf.
Right.
Until I became an adult. And I was like, no. I want to use this.
Yeah.
I want
way more fun if you
a
use
Kiss
it.
wallet. I went and bought another one to have a second one and use that one. And then when that one wore out, I switched to the other one.
Right.
And that's kind of where we're at. Is like, okay, well, I'm currently using this one right here, which is really cool. It has just a Kiss Army. It's barbed wire in the back with the Kiss Army pendant right there. I think on the inside it has the faces on a shield.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Pretty dope. So yeah, this isn't really overtly Kiss. It just has the Kiss logo, but this one is the most Kiss that it could be.
Yeah.
And so I was worried because this is the one that I bought after the last one.
Yeah.
And thought, okay, when that one's gone, I'll use this one. Well, when this one's gone, what do I do?
You gotta have a backup. You always gotta have one on deck.
And it took forever because these are becoming hard to find.
Yeah, they are.
The last one I saw on eBay was being sold for $70. And you guys know I've done some dumb stuff and spent some dumb money for some dumb Kiss stuff, but I just couldn't justify $70 for this Kiss wallet. So luckily somebody was selling one for I think $35.40.
Yep.
I bought that one. Here it is. So
Nice.
this will be the one I use next. But yes, this is one of those items that, again, when I was younger, it became one of those like, yeah, put it back in the collection, man. Now it's like, forget that. I'm using it. Just like lounge pants, I don't have a reason to use any other wallet.
Yeah.
Right? Don't want to.
That's another reason we need expos to come back, because I feel like this is the kind of thing you'd be able to find for a reasonable price at a convention or an
100%.
expo.
You would
like
see
that.
something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
And I wish.
And it'd be $20.
Back in the day, I was buying that stuff, but I was too busy buying records and vinyl.
I needed that too.
Buying a Mark St. John autographed White Tiger cassette with a guitar pick. It's stupid, man. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Cool.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's the kind of stuff you would find. And it makes me want to see new stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because again, that's the stuff that's becoming hard to find. The stuff that I grew up with at this point is becoming hard to find. Or you got people wanting to, make it cheeky prices and, have it be overpriced. But I want Pop House, I want somebody, Live Nation, Epic Rights, whoever, to continue putting out new merch like that.
And more like practical merch like that. Practical stuff that you can use in your everyday life.
Because the last Kiss wallet that came out, was from 2020. It actually was from the Kiss catalog, Epic Rights. And it's cool, but it looks like this, which again, it's really cool. You got Gene, there's a Paul one too of them in their Creatures outfits.
Yeah.
Back when they were wearing the Creatures outfits for the Kiss World Tour. It's really cool, but it's massive.
It's
Look
huge,
at this
and I don't
thing.
like the design as much as I do the other
The
ones,
design,
honestly.
I don't mind as much, I'll be honest. But when you look at the size difference and think that, it is a proven fact that the male wallet in the back pocket messes up
It's
your
not good for your
spine
spine.
and messes up your hips. And there's proof behind that scientifically. So the last thing you want is to say, okay, well, let's
Make
double
it.
it.
Bigger, yeah.
Let's double it. So look at that size difference. It's pretty noticeable. So I would like to see some more normal sized, less gaudy, practical looking Kiss wallets.
Yeah, because the design on this, even aside from the size, it's cool. But something about just having just a photo, like a studio image of Gene on there is not as cool to me as like a thought out design like this with the studs and the artwork and the embossed artwork.
If they did like an album
cart, that feels more gimmicky, more like kiddie.
Yeah. Here's the Paul one. But yeah, it'd be cool to have like an album art series.
Yes.
Because like I would love a monster Kiss wallet.
That'd be so cool.
That would be a Dynasty Kiss wallet.
Yeah.
I did used to have a solo album one. Mm-hmm. The solo album Kiss wallet. That was the one that I actually used first before I resorted to using those.
Right.
That was about 10 years ago. So yeah, again, as time goes on, these things are getting used and I want to see more. So, but that's it for the corner today. I mean, that's, quite a bit there.
Yeah.
All that leaves is the Kiss calendar, which is our new segment that we're doing at the end of every episode, just following along with all the cool things that are happening in the Kiss world. And now that we just did our full review of Kiss Army, we can go ahead and check that off the list.
Done.
We did see the Kiss Tribute Band, and the only thing we're looking at right now is Paul's birthday. So this episode will be going up after Paul's birthday.
Right.
So we will go ahead and just celebrate Paul's birthday right now.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Paul.
Last
year, we did a cool episode last year where we took a look at Paul's 78 solo album and the Live to Win solo album and kind of compared them and just talked about how awesome they were and talked about, the differences and the similarities. And it was a really fun episode.
It was.
So go back and check that one out if you haven't. But yeah, it's funny. Paul's birthday this year fell on the same day as Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh yeah, it's on 20th.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if there's anything that we need to add at this current time, but I think that the big thing in January was the Kiss Army tribute show, and then crossing off, Paul's birthday. February, we'll get into that when we get into February, but just take a look at the photo we have coming up for February.
Wow.
A perfect shot from what I think is Sure Know Something. The video for that. It could be I Was There for Loving You because they're the same set and it's the same era, but that video for Sure Know Something is classic and is iconic. Are just
too good. They look amazing.
Dynasty outfits are grandiose in the best way. So there we go. That is the Kiss calendar. I am using my I'm gonna throw my Kiss pin, and I've also been using my Kiss pin for the journal.
Oh yeah.
We've been keeping.
If you got that, don't forget.
Yeah,
keep up with it.
We've been keeping up with our Rock and Roll Night and Journal Every Day book that Rick from It's All For You Demon made. We've been following along every day of the year, following along with all the cool themes, all the cool prompts. I mean, what have you ever had a Kiss book where you get to draw in it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I love all your little
There's Eric Carr with a triple bass drum kit. Here's my, drawings and things like that. Where's my crude rendition of Dynasty?
I love it.
Holy crap, it's ass. I am not an artist. There's a reason why I'm a graphic designer and not a graphic artist
this one's so
or an
cute.
artist, period. Oh, yeah, well, you know how on Unmasked,
yes,
it says, I still say they stink, so mine says, I still say they rock. But yeah, how many Kiss books do you get to just doodle in and write in? So, yeah, I think I'm good in saying 2025 has gotten off to a pretty killer start.
It really has.
As a matter of fact, I think when we're done here, I may have to
do today's entry.
Do today's journal entry, yeah. So, yeah, even if you guys didn't get yours on January 1st, I highly encourage you to go to Amazon. You can still get this, I'm pretty sure.
It's still early in the year.
Even if it's in March or April, you can always go back and fill it in. Or just pick up from that date and go to 2026.
Facts.
There's no rules against that.
Right.
There's no rules against that. Even if you miss a day or two, that just means that on that third day, you're going to have 3 times the fun.
I mean, that's what I've been doing because I'll be honest, I haven't been remembering to do it every single day. So I'll forget for, a few days and then I'll go back and be like, ooh, I've got like 4 or 5 to catch up on and they're so fun to do.
Yeah, but this is just your daily Kiss fun right here with the Kiss Journal. So yeah, we're just we're having fun, man. We're having fun, just celebrating Kiss, celebrating the band. I hope you guys are too. And I want to, now that we're at the end, I want to thank you guys for 10,000 followers across all social media platforms.
Wow.
We crossed 2,000 finally on Instagram. We just crossed 6,000 on Facebook and 3,000 on YouTube. So we have you guys to thank because each and every person who is here celebrating KISS, makes the fun that much more fun. I enjoy reading your guys' comments, listening to your guys' stories, and just, thank you guys for listening to us blab. There's a million KISS podcasts out there. There's a bunch of just other content in general. So the fact that you're still listening and still watching right now, almost, over an hour in, it really means a lot. And so we try to put as much love and as much fun into these episodes as we can because that's what KISS has done for us.
Yep.
KISS has given us something to enjoy and appreciate. And so we're trying to give you guys something to enjoy and appreciate. And you guys being here, it's symbiotic, man. It's symbiotic with the lightning bolt for an S. So I'll leave you guys there. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to get more from us, more KISS Army Things content, you can become a Patreon subscriber. I've got exclusive content going up periodically. This year's been getting off to a really good start, and like I said, I'm going to do an entire KISS Army tribute concert experience video using all the awesome footage that I took and make a cool compilation. I'm going to post some stuff on YouTube or maybe Facebook. I think I'm going to do Facebook and stuff like that. But if you want the full thing, if you want to see what we saw, hear what we heard, man, check out our Patreon. It's going to be awesome. But anyway, thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you in episode 127 next time. So yeah, appreciate it, you guys. Have a good week. Stay safe, and we'll see you then. So until then, my name is Xander.
My name is Daphne.
Peace out and rock on.